Some of you heard that my grandmother, who helped raise me, passed away early this morning. And look, she has gone home. And she died peacefully in her sleep with my sister at her side. And so there's great joy as well as tears. I'm not going to talk about it too long because it's hard to talk about. And I want everybody to know, though, a little bit about her. Her name was Madeyln Dunham. And she was born in Kansas in a small town in 1922. She was somebody who was a very humble person and a very plain-spoken person. She was one of those quiet heroes that we have all across America, who, they're not famous, their names aren't in the newspapers, but each and every day they work hard. They look after their families. They sacrifice for their children and their grandchildren. They aren't seeking the limelight. All they try to do is just do the right thing. And in this crowd, there are a lot of quiet heroes like that. Mothers and fathers and grandparents who have worked hard and sacrificed all their lives. And the satisfaction that they get is seeing that their children, and maybe their grandchildren or their great-grandchildren, live a better life than they did. That's what America's about. That's what we're fighting for. And North Carolina, in just one more day, we have the opportunity to honor all those quiet heroes all across America and all across North Carolina. We can bring change to America to make sure that their work and their sacrifice is honored. That's what we're fighting for. After decades of broken politics in Washington, after 8 years of failed policies from George W. Bush, you don't need to boo, you just need to vote. After 21 months of a campaign that has taken us from the rocky coast of Maine to the sunshine of California, we are one day away from changing America. One day. Tomorrow you can turn the page on policies that put the greed and irresponsibility of Wall Street before the hard work and sacrifice of men and women all across Main Street. Tomorrow you can choose policies that invest in our middle class and create new jobs and grow this economy so that everybody has a chance to succeed, from the CEO to the secretary and the janitor, from the factory owner to the men and women who work on the factory floor. Tomorrow you can put an end to the politics that would divide a nation just to win an election, that tries to pit region against region or city against town, Republican against Democrat, that asks us to fear at a time when we need hope. Tomorrow, at this defining moment in history, you can give this country the change that we need. You can do this right here in North Carolina. We began this journey in the depths of winter nearly 2 years ago on the steps of the old state capitol in Springfield, Illinois. And back then we didn't have a lot of money and we didn't have many endorsements. We weren't given much of a chance by the polls or by the pundits. We knew how steep our climb would be. But I also knew that the size of our challenges had outgrown the smallness of our politics. I believe the Democrats and Republicans and Americans of every political stripe, they were hungry for new ideas and new leadership, a new kind of politics, one that favors common sense over ideology. What my grandmother would call just being sensible. One that focuses on those values and ideals that we hold in common as Americans. And most of all, I knew the American people were decent and generous people, willing to work hard and sacrifice for future generations. And I was convinced that when we come together, our voices are more powerful than the most entrenched lobbyists or the most vicious political attacks or the full force of the status quo in Washington that just wants to keep things the way they are.
All right.